Hi, I'm Dr. Judy Jasek, and I would like to answer a question for FAQ Fridays regarding supplementation for a dog with a possible brain tumor and seizures. So I think always the most important place to start is a balanced diet. And I think we need to make sure that the diet is species appropriate and that the dog is getting as many nutrients as possible in the diet before we start to rely on supplementation for adequate nutrition. One thing I'm a big believer in is adding enough organ meat into the diet. Organs are so nutritious. They're a fabulous source of vitamins and minerals. And I think some diets for dogs fall a little short on the organs and rely more on fruits and veggies to balance the diet. I like adding in some fruit and vegetable, maybe up to about 10%, but I think it's real important we don't leave out the organ fraction. The other thing I think is real important to add into the diet is adequate fat, especially when we have a central nervous system and in particular brain issue. Brain cells are made from fat. Healthy fats and well-sourced fats are actually very nutritious. And I recommend saturated animal fats, such as beef tallow or pork lard or poultry fat. That's been quite vilified in our culture as far as being, bad for the heart and toxic. And true, if it's not sourced well, can be toxic. But if you have really good sourcing and the fat is not coming from toxic animals, then it is really a valuable addition to the diet, specifically for brain health and brain tumor and seizures. One of the things I definitely like is CBD. CBD there's many endocannabinoid receptors in the central nervous system, and the CBD can provide a huge benefit for any neurologic issue. It also has proven anti-cancer effects, so it can be very supportive for brain health in general, and specifically in treating the seizures and helping to avoid or minimize the need for conventional anticonvulsants. For general nutritional support, in addition to the balanced whole food diet, I recommend avoiding any kind of synthetics. I don't like synthetic supplements or supplements that have just a ton of ingredients. I like to be very targeted with supplementation. I like to gear it to each individual case. And so we don't want to just be throwing, a whole bunch of different supplements at the dog just because they sound good. So for general nutritional support on top of a well-balanced diet, really like the algae supplements. They dry the whole algae organism. So there's basically all the nutrients necessary for life. I think that's a really great way to help round out the diet. The diet should contain enough ground bone for adequate mineral content in the diet. That's the best way to get it, rather than things like fish oils, which are very supportive for the brain, but can also go rancid really quickly. They're not very stable. And once they're processed, the oils are processed out of the fish, they're going to start to lose some of their nutritional value. So I recommend feeding the whole fish. Get some whole sardines or mackerel. The smaller the fish, the less toxic it is likely to be. So I would feed those instead of fish oil. Those omega-3s are very beneficial for brain health. I use, for circumstances like this, I use a lot of Chinese herbal therapy. Now, again, that varies with the individual case, so it's hard to make general recommendations, but I have found that Chinese herbs can help tremendously with both slowing tumor growth and controlling seizures. So those would be the key points I think I would pass on. If you have any further questions, love to hear from you.